Despite my best efforts, I got sick. I'm also too congested to record a voiceover. Sue me. I just wanted to say the audio in this video occasionally glitches. I don't know what happened. The world decided to kick me while I'm down. Anyway, that is all. Please enjoy the video.
Hello everyone, welcome back. It is a new day, a new sleigh, and a new video where I have something to say. I know you don't normally see me like this. This is off hours Kristen. This is how I look when I'm editing or otherwise just existing as a normal human being. I wear glasses. I don't know if any of you guys knew that. My eyesight is actually atrocious. This is a bit of an impromptu video. I would have waited to record it, but I'm starting to get sick and I can feel my voice like going in and out, and I didn't want to wait to tell you this information. If you watched my video from last week, at the end of it, I mentioned that I had not yet received my copies of my books, The Magical Morrisons, and by some coincidence, shortly after I uploaded that video, I got a package at my front door. So it is my pleasure to introduce to you all The Magical Morrisons. I have all my books now. Like, they're tangible things that I'm actually holding. So in this video, I just wanted to show you all the books, what they look like, show you some of the illustrations, and of course to just celebrate with you all. This is something that I've been working towards for a very long time. Obviously, I went to school for creative writing. I've been working on these books for quite some time. I really did not think about what it would feel like when I got here, when I was actually holding my books. It's still very surreal. I will apologize that I didn't do the unboxing for you guys, like I didn't record it properly, but that moment I apologize that I did not record the unboxing, but I did. I can't cry. I got an eyelash curl done and I can't deactivate the whatever glycolate. I can't, oh my god. I didn't record the unboxing for YouTube because that was a moment that I wanted to share with just my family, but I will be sure to show you guys the books now. I'm getting a little choked up. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. I can't properly express how grateful I am to all of you. Again, not only for supporting me and my writing career, but also supporting me as a content creator. So many of you have been with me since the beginning, and sorry, I'm holding a fork. Having so many people support me, engage with my content, and then now with me coming out with these books, having so many of you support me and pre-order the book has just been so surreal and so humbling. Just knowing that so many of you guys care to read these books that I poured my heart and soul into. I'm truly grateful to all of you, and I don't think I could ever properly express how grateful I am. I mean, we just hit 10,000 subscribers. I think we're at 11,000 subscribers now. I have these books coming out, and I truly could not be here if it were not for you guys, and I will never forget that, and I will always be grateful to you all for these opportunities that I have. So this is a celebration for me, as well as a celebration for all of you, because again, I would not be here if it weren't for you guys. Just having such a delightful community and being able to share the things that I love, which are books, talking about books, and of course, writing books. To have this channel and to be able to interact with you guys is a gift and a privilege, and it's one that I will truly never be able to thank you all enough for. So I just hope you all know that I truly, from the bottom of my heart, am thankful for each and every one of you. And I will never forget everything that you've given me. So to celebrate, I got a little cake. I'm planning a little launch party later where I'm gonna get a cake, and I want to print the covers of the books on it. I think that'll be really cute. This morning I went to get myself coffee and they had a little cake. So I was like, you know what? Might as well celebrate. When I sat down to start recording, I was fine. I didn't start crying. It's literally as I started talking about it that I just lost it. I'm so sorry. I have a candle as well. Don't try this at home. Don't set my hair on fire. That might help. Sorry, let me... Oh! Yay! Okay, so this is for you guys. Thank you again so much for everything that you've given me. And hopefully we have a good launch of these books. I'm gonna give you a little tour of each and every one of them. So I'm so excited I can finally show you guys what the actual insides of the books look like. The spines, everything, like all the details are so cute. I am so excited. So this is for you guys. I mean, I'm gonna eat it, but spiritually, this is for you. I will blow out the candle on your behalf as well. Yay! Here, for you guys as well. It's like Biscoff. It's very good. If you've never had a tres leches cake, I recommend you try one, unless you're lactose intolerant. So with that out of the way, I can now actually show you the books. So I have 2 of each one in the hardcover. These are what the spines look like. If you can tell, hold on, let me grab one of each so you can see. I'm sorry guys, my throat like actually hurts. This is like, I'm trying to get this all out before I like really get sick. So these are what the spines look like. Each one has a little potion bottle. So Love Potion Commotion has like a heart-shaped one. And then we have, I'm sorry, I can't read. This is A Bad Case of the Broomies. So that potion bottle is pretty standard. This, like this tall one with the little stand, I really like that. I think that's my favorite. I also like that they're all in different colors. Also, I didn't realize until I think my mom or my sister pointed this out, but my name is on the side. So, and it has a little star. So first, let me show you. This is Love Potion Commotion. So this is the book that is also available on NetGalley to read ahead of time, which again, I've been showing the pictures of the covers, but just to see it like in real life, these are beautiful. And there is a little bit of a shine just because of my light, but these are very nice. They don't have dust jackets. So this is just like the actual book, but they still look amazing. And honestly, I kind of prefer this. Sunrise on the Reaping, the collector's edition, it also does not have a dust jacket. It's just printed on the actual hardcover. So I like that. I like that style. You guys know me. I don't like reading hardcovers with the dust jacket on because I feel like I'm gonna rip it, so I always take it off. But now I can give you a little tour of the inside. If I sign these books, which I don't know who would want a signed edition, but if I sign any of the, I don't know what page to sign. Cause like, okay, empty, blank, right? And then we go over here and this is like the title page. I'm like, do I sign here? Because I don't want to cover the title. And then I can't sign here because it's the table of contents. This is like the title page. I quite like this. I like this a lot. The illustrator did an amazing job on these. I could not be happier with the final product. These are amazing. The other thing I wanted to show you was the dedication. So it's actually on the page next to the table of contents. A little backstory before I go into it. I always knew who I was going to dedicate the books to. I knew that these books, yes, I wrote them, but they don't exist just because of me. And I wanted to acknowledge all the help that I got along the way from my family. I wanted us all to be able to share in this moment. So I wanted them to be a part of it. So this is the dedication. I don't know if you can see. It says, "To my beloved mom and sister for showing me that family is magic." And yeah, because I wanted them to be able to share in this happy moment. Anyway, here's the table of contents. You get to see Jinx. Jinx is the family cat. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. There is a 5th member of the Morrison family, and that is Jinx the cat. He's cute. These pages are also, quite frankly, some of my favorite. The artistry that goes into these little details is some of my favorite, especially like the chapter headings also have a picture of the potion bottle. Again, these books are for the age ranges of 8 to 12 years old, but they can really be enjoyed by anyone. So if you don't remember, Love Potion Commotion follows Nina Morrison, one of the Morrison witches, and she is getting ready for a school dance. She wants to ask the new kid in town. His name is David, but she really can't muster up the courage to go talk to him. So she decides that the only way to get him to go to the dance with her is to make a love potion. So here we have a picture of the 2 of them where she finally gets the courage to ask him. Here we also have a picture from the beginning portion of the book where the family is in their magic lesson and she's learning how to make a different potion. Again, the detail in this, the facial expressions, everything is just so, it's literally exactly how I pictured it in my head. So I thankfully was able to work with the illustrator and kind of give my comments and he took them in stride. I'm sure at times I was not as descriptive as I could be, but he really like read my mind, and it ended up working out pretty well. So that was Love Potion Commotion. I don't want to show too much of each book because, again, I don't want you guys to get spoilers. So if you're interested in finding out about these books for yourself, you can always pre-order. The links are in my description. They're also listed on Libby, so be sure to request them from your library so they can actually get them. Next I want to show you is A Bad Case of the Broomies. This is also one of my favorite covers. I think it's really striking. So in this book, we have an upcoming magic test where Mateo and Nina have to show their skills. Mateo, the youngest of the Morrisons, is having a bit of anxiety about performing well on the test. His anxiety manifests in something called the Broomies, which causes his magic to go haywire. Each book does have this table of contents. I had to come up with these chapter titles, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm actually really bad at naming stuff. This was probably like the hardest part out of the actual book writing process. That and coming up with the spells, because the spells are like poetry. So trying to have different formats for the spells, where it's like some spells I made shorter where it was like just a handful of words. Other times it was full of phrases, trying to incorporate English, Spanish, and have it actually like hold meaning. It was a lot. Surprisingly, the writing of the actual book was not as bad. And then here we get another one of these little chapter papers. I don't know what the official name, I'm sure there's a name for what this is called. These are references to what goes on in the book. So we have a bat, and then these like jagged lines are lightning. There's a lot of weather references in this book, I will say. One thing I did want to explain before any of you guys like get into the book, if you see in this like first picture, this is the beginning of the book, he has a bracelet. So these bracelets are actually how they carry their wands around. In my mind's eye, I was like, it works like, you know those like slap bracelets? Basically the wands can like go onto their wrist as a bracelet, and then whenever they need it, they can just whip it out and it becomes a full wand. Because I was thinking logistically, where I was like, okay, well, I want them to have wands, but where would they carry them if they're trying to hide their identities? Obviously in the Wizards of Waverly Place, Alex had her boot. I don't know how anyone else carried their wands. So I wanted to have like an actual reasoning and an explanation for where they carry their wands. So I landed on that explanation. I've talked about this book in a few other videos. This one is particularly close to my heart because it talks more about anxiety, how it feels as a kid to have that like pressure to perform, especially academically, and just how to navigate those negative feelings and kind of come to terms with how to cope with them, especially when it's like a lot of the times those anxieties aren't things that will magically go away. You just kind of learn how to manage it so it doesn't take over your entire mindset. And as I've mentioned before, I was a kid that had severe anxiety. I still struggle with severe anxiety, but I have learned to cope with it. I've learned to self-regulate. As a kid, I did not have those skills. So being able to talk about it and kind of give the message to other kids and tell them the things that I wish I knew as a kid was something that was really important to me, which is why I wrote this book specifically. Also, I'm sorry, I haven't shown you guys the backs, but you can see the other covers and a little rain cloud. The backs are also very nice, I will say. Next up, we have Prank War Peril. This cover I think is like really interesting because it's like without context, what is happening here? So this is actually a reference to the opening scene of the book. So every year the Morrisons hold a prank war to see who can pull off the best prank using magic and be crowned the prankster of the year. This is Mateo's first year that he is eligible to participate, and when he wakes up, his bed is on the ceiling. His sister has already pulled a prank on him. So that's what this cover is referencing, and I think it's really funny, personally. And then the little title is just him on the ceiling. Poor guy. I will say I think this book has the most humor in it because, again, like it's playing off of like friendly family competition and just like trying to make each other laugh. So this little image, these are clown shoes and potion bottles. I will say the clown shoes is in reference to, I think, like one of my best spells yet, in which Nina, who is trying to play a prank on her brother, uses a spell to essentially enchant his shoes to become clown shoes that he can't take off. Trying to write like the second half of the book with the knowledge that he's supposed to be wearing clown shoes that squeak with every step, that was a challenge. Anytime I had Mateo moving anywhere, walking anywhere, like I would have to take that sound into consideration. So trying to get around that, especially when he was sneaking around, when no one was supposed to know where he was hiding, that was a challenge, but it was actually a lot of fun. It made me kind of think outside the box. This book was rather challenging. These books technically don't go in a sequence. You can read them in whatever order. Prank War Peril was the first one I wrote. And I said this in an earlier video, but when I turned in my initial draft, it was like 17,000 words. It was a very long draft. Obviously, the book is not 17,000 words, so I had to cut down tremendously. I really had to internalize the kill your darlings message when I was editing Prank War Peril. This book is definitely good for the comedic relief, the laughs, but it's also a lot about sibling rivalry. And this book is really for like the younger siblings of the world, where you're kind of in your older sibling's shadow and you're trying to prove yourself, you're trying to make a name for yourself, and maybe you don't go about it in the best way. Because at some point in this book, one of Mateo's pranks goes horribly wrong. So they have to navigate that conflict as a family and team up despite being in a war, a prank war, that is. And last but not least, I have Field Day Face Off. This book surprised me a lot when I was writing it because it was truly the hardest to come up with the concept, but I actually had a lot of fun with it. This definitely showcases more of the magical abilities. I pushed the limits on a lot of it, but I really like how it ended up. So here we have the cover. We have some new faces that perhaps you haven't seen. These two new characters who are the rivals to Mateo and Nina. Basically, in this book, the Morrison family is going to a field day competition with the other witches in the community. The kids, the younger generation of witches, all get to participate in a field day face-off. They will use their magic to navigate essentially a relay race of sorts. In this specific race, they have to solve riddles, they have to use their magic creatively to get past obstacles, all in an effort to get a dragon's egg. Here we have that title page once again. And then again, here we have that page. We have a little dragon's egg at the chapter title, which I really like. I also really like this book because it forced me to kind of imagine like a greater world outside of just the Morrison family. So I did include them riding on broomsticks. So here you can see, I'm sorry, I can't tell. Here is an image of them flying to the location on broomsticks. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys. Look, that's me. They put my picture in the back. Funny enough, that picture is from a photo shoot I did the first day of my senior year of college, where I recreated the picture that I took on my first day of kindergarten. I thought it was really poetic to have it as my author photo, so that's the one I submitted. This book I also really like because it's one of the few opportunities, at least in the other three books, where Mateo and Nina are actually teaming up against a common enemy. Because separate, these siblings are pretty capable. They are strong witches on their own, but together as a family unit, unstoppable. So seeing their strengths and weaknesses, how they elevate each other and how they build each other up, is really interesting. I really had a lot of freedom with being able to play with their sibling dynamic, having them, like tease each other, but still at the end of the day, be siblings and love each other. And therefore, they're still there for each other and they still want to see the other succeed. So this is definitely a book for the siblings. So yeah, these are my books. I hope you guys enjoyed my little mini introduction. I know I didn't give too much information away, but they're still coming out. These will publish on January 1st of 2026. You can pre-order your copies again using my description below, and I will still be talking about these in the weeks to come. So you'll definitely be getting some more information. Once again, thank you all so much for all the support you've given me, all the love and compassion. You guys have been so kind throughout this entire process, and I don't think there will ever be enough that I can say to you to truly convey how grateful I am to you. Now the question is, where do I put these? I am tempted to put them up here. I think it's only fitting that I put them next to my Percy Jackson collection, seeing that Percy Jackson is what inspired me to write. I don't know how I'll arrange it. I will find somewhere to put them on the shelf, I promise. I'm also a little shy to put them on the shelf. I don't want to seem too in my own ego. I don't want to brag. My throat hurts. Again, I'm sorry. I am kind of getting sick. So I wanted to make this video before I completely succumbed and was down for the count. The problem is that I normally don't get sick. I am like a horse. During the pandemic, my mom was getting COVID once a year. It was actually very scary, but I never got sick. My sister was also getting sick. I was fine. I went through the entire pandemic without getting COVID. I caught it once and it was after lockdown and everything was lifted. So normally I don't get sick. When I do, I am cooked. First of all, my brain like genuinely fries. My thinking capacity is lowered by like 50%. I am on a delay when I'm sick. It's actually kind of bad. I usually get really dizzy, really delirious. So it's not a good combination. Anytime I'm sick, genuinely, like I'm down for the count. It's such a stark difference between me when I'm like at 100% versus when I'm sick. So I knew that if I waited to do this any longer, it was gonna look like I was under the influence, or it would have taken me too long to recover, because I also kind of take a long time to recover. So I wanted to get this out of the way. I didn't want to delay any longer. And I was just so excited to show you guys, honestly. It's the fruit of our labors. And I wanted to be able to share in the happiness and excitement with you guys. Thank you again so much to you guys. I got a little choked up during this video, as I'm sure you could tell. I get really red, but yes, again, thank you all so much for believing in me and showing me your support through my content here on YouTube and my writing career. I'm truly at a loss for words. It still surprises me that you guys like me and like what I have to say. I'm constantly questioning myself. And to a certain extent, I think it's good because it pushes me to make better content, to be more critical as a reader and a reviewer. And I'm constantly trying to be better for you guys. So thank you all for being here for me and pushing me to be the best version of myself that I can be. Hopefully, I can keep doing this for as long as you want me to. So once again, thank you all so much. And I'm so excited. I can't believe that we're only a couple weeks until the publication, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And of course, I hope that I can continue to grow as a creator and a writer. Thank you all for an amazing year on YouTube. Again, we're at like 11,000 subscribers. That's insane. I never thought I would make it to this milestone. I still remember sitting here with 10 subscribers. This has truly been an amazing ride, and thank you all so much. I can't say that enough times, truly. I'm getting to live a dream that not many people are afforded, and it's all because of you guys. It's all because of the support and everything that you've given me by interacting with my content and just being here. So thank you, truly, from the bottom of my heart. I can't say it enough. Anyway, that's the end of my mini video. I will try to not get sick. I'm going to fight it off as best as I can. So I don't know when the next video will be up, but I'm excited. So again, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you.